Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown today. Got an Agility Zapdos squad right here. So we got Agility plus 3 attacks, Thunderbolt with the Electrium Z, which is definitely a very strong stab attack. Heat Wave is great against Pokemon like Ferrothorn, which we do have one of our own. And then Hidden Power Ice is great against ground types like Lando T and Zygarde. And I actually did not even know until a few days ago, but this thing has base 125 special attack, which is pretty high. Like, it's not anything bad. The reason I didn't know that is because you usually see it into defensive roles, so it wasn't really something that I ever took note of. So yeah, very nice and strong Pokemon right here. Pretty fast too, with base 100 speed. Is able to basically outspeed every Scarfer after the Agility. And the main checks to this stat right here are basically Chansey, AV Magearna, Gastrodon, and Quagsire, and Mega Garchomp right here is basically able to break through all of those. I was originally going to be running Choice Band Zygarde, but even that doesn't 2-hit KO Chansey with 1000 arrows, so I figured being able to SD up and 2-hit KO Chansey with Earthquake is a good option right here, and you don't have to Mega Evolve if you do need the speed against something like Mega Charizard X or Zygarde, so that's something that we can definitely take advantage of as well right here. Then we got Ash Greninja. Haven't used it in a while, but it's definitely a very solid late game cleaner right here. Zapdos and Garchomp being able to weaken stuff like AV Magearna, and Toxapex is able to help out Ash Greninja right here. We got Ferrothorn right here, which is just running Spadaf. It is our main water resist because Greninja and Kartana don't really count right here, so Ferrothorn is able to help out. And then we got Spikes because we got Rocks on Lando T right here. Lots of hazard stacking going on between Spikes here, and then Rocks. And then yeah, defensive Lando just to help out with Zygarde mainly. So that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And I'll be right back with our first game. Okay, I got the first game right here. My opponent is running a pretty threatening squad right here. Kyurem in particular looks really tough for my team to deal with right here, but in terms of leads, I think he'll probably just lead off with his safe Mega Lopunny, so I'll lead off here with Zapdos, just to kind of prevent him from trying to go for the static right away. See if he wants to do that, and I think I'll make a pivot here into Lando. It kind of covers a couple switches he wants to make. If he goes Kyurem, it'll be kind of bad. But he just goes for Fake Out in regular form, which is totally cool with me. I can try to get up Rocks here. I think I will try to do that now, as he goes right out into his Landorus T. Damage on this thing could be great for Scarf Cortana, so I will actually HP Ice here. As I reveal to be faster, he decides to go for Rocks as well. And I can just HP Ice again now. I think that's an okay play. He may go Zapdos, I think, but I don't think it's worth U-turning because I don't really have any good pivot into this because my Zapdos is offensive, so I think HP Ice is just the much better option right here. His best switch would be Zapdos, right? And if he goes Zapdos, he actually goes Magearna, which is a very interesting switch. I can go Ferrothorn here, and he doesn't really respond to Ferrothorn all too well. But he could go for HP Fire, I guess. Another option is just Earthquaking. You see, I kind of want to predict Zapdos to come in, but if that comes in, then it kind of puts him in a tough spot, is the main problem here. I think I'm probably going to have to use Zapdos as more of a breaking role in this game. It doesn't really break through Kyurem and the Lando, which is a little bit of an issue. I'll go for U-turn, as my opponent does go into Zapdos, and I, of course, get Static Paralyzed. That's okay, though. I can bring out this, and I mean, I don't really want to Mega Evolve because I can outspeed the Kyurem in regular form, which could actually be really great here, so I can just SD up now, as my opponent decides to go Landorus T. Ideally, I don't get Static Paralyzed again. That would be really nice. Like, if he doesn't Static Para me right now with the Zapdos, then I can put in a ton of work with the Garchomp. So I'm able to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm assuming Lopunny comes back out now, which Lopunny is not a giant problem. I can chip it down with my Lando's Rocky Helmet. And Landorus is not super important here. It kind of helps out against the Cortana, though. But it's paralyzed, so I'll just switch it in. As my opponent does decide to go for the Ice Punch, I'll go for U-turn now. If he has Helmet on Zapdos... Actually, didn't Zapdos come in already? Yeah. So if I U-turn here on Zapdos, I can pretty easily... Okay, just don't get paralyzed, because I can prevent the Roost right here. Nice, I prevent the Roost, which is... I don't even care that I went down. I just wanted to prevent the Roost right there. So that puts me in a pretty nice spot right now. It allows me to basically bring back my Garchomp if I want, or I can perhaps go Zapdos here too. Zapdos is not a terrible play. Neither is... I mean, I'm seeing the endgame right here with Cortana, with clicking Sacred Sword is the main thing. So I just gotta try to go for that right now, and I do need a bit of damage off on this Magearna, so I think I can do that right now. Bring this out right here, go right for a Surf, I think. Yeah, that looks good to me, because if he goes Magearna, I get the damage off that I need for Sacred Sword, and that could put me in a really good spot late game. So ideally he sacks this Pokemon off, but he does go Magearna, which is totally fine. My switch in here is Ferrothorn, but I don't want to go Ferrothorn because it gives Zapdos the Roost, so I'm actually going to go Zapdos here on the Ice Beam, and I think I just click Heat Wave. As much as I hate to sack this Pokemon off right here, or actually probably the Z move's the better play, but Yeah, as much as it sucks to lose Zapdos, I think I just got a ton of damage off, and I basically win with Scarf Sacred Sword now, so let's go ahead and try to do that. Let's go ahead and hit him up with the Sacred Sword here, and try to clean up his team. Don't get static paralyzed, which is great. I think I might be in range of his Cortana, though, which could be tough. I don't know if he's Scarf. He does not appear to be Scarf. Or he was Scarf and I won a Speed tie right there. If he was Scarf, that Speed tie could have actually decided the entire outcome, but yeah, I think I set up my Cortana pretty reliably here otherwise. I was able to weaken Zapdos, which was my initial plan, and then he doesn't really have anything else to switch into Sacred Sword right here, so he's going to go ahead and forfeit. I'll go ahead and drop a GG in the chat, and very happy with that, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. I actually do think there's potential for Zapdos to clean up this game, which is very exciting. Another way I could potentially win is just trying to break with the Garchomp through his entire team. I'm assuming he'll initially respond with Mandibuzz, and I can easily threaten that with +2 Dragon Claw and whatnot. Another Pokemon that's great right here in general is Greninja. He does have Bulu, but I can try to spike up. In terms of lead, though, I'm assuming he'll lead off with his Nidoking. So against Nidoking, it's kind of a tough lead right here, because like something's going to have to take a big hit. I don't really see Cortana. Well, Cortana can actually win this too. Yeah, that's very true. Cortana's not worth sacking off so early. I may just have to forego Gran in this game. Yeah, let's lead off with this. He actually leads off with Mienshao, which is a pretty interesting lead. I'll go here into my Landorus T. Landorus is like a very expendable Pokemon between Tapu Bulu and Mandibuzz. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. It could be good against Jirachi. My opponent decides to go right for Fake Out. I'll just go for U-turn here. I'm assuming he'll U-turn out into Mandibuzz, and I'm able to go ahead and get out of there, which is cool. Yeah, give me this U-turn here, and I'll go ahead and bring this Pokemon out now. And I believe I'll just be going right for my Z-move, as my opponent goes hard Nidoking. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I still see my win con with this. In fact, here I probably want to switch out again, but I can just HP Ice and 2-hit KO it. Yeah, this is okay, I think. As long as I get rid of Nidoking, I can still have some fun with some of the other Pokemon on my team. So let's go right here for another HP Ice. Yeah. Like, you could say this is a poor play, just sacking off Zapdos for no reason when it could actually win, but I actually think it's an okay decision, just trying to... Because Nidoking's a giant threat to my team, right? So let's go ahead and get out of there. My opponent opts to go for the knockoff. Once again, I'll be going for U-turn, because I really can't let Mandibuzz roost up or anything like that, so... Yeah, I don't really care if he does that. This actually allows me to get back in my Zapdos again, and he doesn't deal with it as well now. So I'll go right here for Thunderbolt and bring him nearly all the way down. Unfortunately, not enough. No really point in risking the miss right here. I'll go for Thunderbolt again and just take the kill. So Zapdos essentially killed 2 Pokemon right there, which is going to be really good for me late game. Let's hope he tries to go Mienshao here. Yeah, and I'm able to... Well, actually, I don't even know if I OHKO. If I OHKO, I'll stay in. I kind of went at him this impulsively, thinking that I OHKO'd Mienshao, but... Well, actually, no, it's not worth staying in ever, now that I think about it, because Magnezone could come in after. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get in here and just throw up my rocks now that Mandibuzz is gone. Yeah, I think this is a much smarter way to go about this right here. As my opponent goes Jirachi. I mean, he just gave me the damage that I needed for my Scarf Cortana, which is great, so... That's looking like a good win con late game. Scarf Sacred Sword here for sure. And I'll just go for Earthquake again, as my opponent decides to go for the U-turn out into Tapu Bulu. I mean, this isn't much of a problem. I can just go right here for perhaps a U-turn into my Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn doesn't do, like, too much work here. Yeah, so I'll go Ferrothorn on the Horn Leech, which is not a big deal at all. And what I probably want to do right here is just go for a Gyro Ball. As my opponent goes hard Magnezone. It was pretty obvious, right? But now what I get to do is spike up. Oh, he's sub. I actually don't think sub is going to be a problem either. I'll get up all my spikes here. Or at least as many as I can. As my opponent knocks me out. Okay, that's fine. I can bring out Garchomp now, and I can take any one hit, which is important right now. So I'll be going for Earthquake on the pretty obvious Flash Cannon. Let me calc if Fire Fang kills. I'm pretty sure it would. Like, it's Magnezone. It's not the physically bulkiest Mon. Against Garchomp. Fire Fang's actually not killing, so I'll go for Earthquake here. As my opponent decides to go Tapu Bulu, that's fine. I can go for Fire Fang now. Pick it off, and I once again see the endgame with Scarf Cortana here, so let's go right for the Earthquake, as my opponent opts to do that. I can just go for this here, bring out Greninja, go right for Surf. It forces a kill, basically. It actually just straight up killed it, wow. Was not expecting it to straight up, like, just go down, but yeah, Scarf Cortana with Sacred Sword was going to win at the end game right there anyway. So Zapdos being able to pick off 2 Pokemon, the Mandibuzz and the Nidoking, was definitely very cool, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. One thing that I immediately noticed is Garchomp on Mega Evolved is able to do so much work, being able to outspeed Zygarde, Mimikyu, and whatever Mega Charizard it might be. But Mega Charizard X, if it is that, is a giant threat here, so I gotta play my Lando smart. But Lando's also my Mimikyu and Zygarde check, so I don't know. He has a lot of threatening setup sweepers right here, so I might have to pressure him early if I can. In terms of leads, though, I think Zapdos is actually great, being able to Heat Wave Excadrill and not really care. And then if he leads off with Zardex, I'm assuming he might switch out, but yeah, nothing really cares about nothing really threatens Zapdos besides Coco, which Coco is a possible lead, I know, but my opponent does decide to lead Excadrill, so that's cool. I'll just go right for a Heat Wave and bring him all the way down. And I'm an offensive Zapdos, and I mean, I'm not gonna Agility sweep this game by any means. Like, he has a Disguise, he has his Zygarde which lives, he has a Coco, so I'm just gonna click a Heat Wave again on the incoming Coco. I think he finds out now that I'm offensive, so my best play right here is Ferrothorn. No point in taking like a ton of damage on Zapdos when it can still be good against stuff like Mimikyu. So my opponent does go for Roost, which is totally cool. It allows me to either get up a Spike or just leech up. My opponent actually decides to go for the taunt right there, which is a good play. So I'm going to assume that Charizard comes out on maybe a U-turn. But there's not really much I can do about it if he's going for a U-turn. I'll just go for Gyro Ball. Yeah, he tries to play off my choke of going Lando, not happening. I'll go right for the Gyro Ball, and I'm not going to let you Roost. I'm just going to do this again. Well, Gyro Ball actually does a decent amount. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'll go Landorus here. I have to in case it's Zardex. Like, yeah, he goes for the Flame Charge, actually. What? And because he's at -1, he can't really threaten me here, so I'll just go for Rocks. Flame Charge. Oh, this is probably Belly Drum, isn't it? Yeah, I don't want to get swept by that right now. So I'm going for Earthquake. Yeah, that's definitely Belly Drum Flame Charge, I think, so let's not play around. Let's go here into Zapdos now on the Calm Mind. That's not what I want to click. I tried to click my Z move. He could have Protect. Am I really gonna... I don't really care if he has Protect. I'll go for the Thunderbolt, Z Gigolt Havoc. And then, I mean, like, at the end of the day, as long as I spam Thunderbolt, I'll get in here safely with Cortana. Yeah, and that's still doing a ton of damage, so I wish I had Roost, for sure, but I can go right here for another Thunderbolt. And basically, he's not going to be able to be behind a sub by the time my Cortana gets in here, so I'm able to Thunderbolt again. I just bring in Cortana now for basically free, and I think just Leaf Blade is my best play. Yep. As my opponent opts to do that. I'll be clicking Leaf Blade again. I really don't care about his Zard. Like, the point is, it's not going to be able to Belly Drum and Flame Charge at any point in this game, so it decides to give me that Pokemon. And then bring out Charizard. This 4 times resists my attack, so I have to switch out. I'm so tempted to go hard Garchomp expecting the Belly Drum this time, but it's not worth it. My opponent just keeps clicking Flame Charge, which is not going to be able to threaten me, so I'll go right here for Earthquake again. You're going to try to... He can't even Belly Drum now if it is Belly Drum. He has to Roost up or something like that. Goes for Dragon Claw and gives me the Pokemon. So the last threat right here is Zygarde, which is a very big threat, don't get me wrong. That's actually a very big problem to my team, but once I get rid of Zygarde, I think my Cortana just kind of wins. So my play right here is HB Ice, as he may try to go for Dragon Dance. Yeah, there's a Dragon Dance. I just HB Ice again here, and I'll be able to take any hit, basically. And then Garchomp can live any hit unless he's Z Outrage, which, if he is, I burn the Z move, and like, I don't know if Cortana kills is the main reason why I'm doing this first. So I'll go for Dragon Claw. So yeah, I'm able to live anything, go right for that. And then Mimikyu, even if it SDs up, will not kill my Cortana with the Shadow Sneak. So out comes Mimikyu. I'm assuming he just clicks Player Off first. He's actually Adamant, so that's great. So that means I basically win now with this. How healthy is Suicune? 25. I got a Leaf Blade. As it actually lived, wow. But yeah, as I said, Mimikyu is the weakest thing ever, so even a Shadow Sneak crit would not have knocked me out there, and it looks like we're able to go ahead and win the game, so that's definitely very cool. What did Zapdos do here? It weakened the Drill, and I'm pretty sure that's the extent of what it did. It was able to weaken the Suicune too, which was definitely very useful, so that was definitely a very clean match right there, and he already left the battle, so I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. I haven't actually clicked Agility yet, which is definitely something I want to do, so I think I'm going to be focusing on trying to get rid of this Lottie right here and then going for a game with Zapdos in the end. In terms of lead right here, though, Garchomp. My opponent leads off with Torn. I mean, Ferrothorn can come in right here for pretty free, I mean, I guess. He could Hurricane me. I mean, he's probably expecting Zapdos, but I'll go Ferro on the U-turn. Gets a crit, which I don't know how much that's going to end up mattering, but obviously he's going to go for the Fire Fang here, and Landorus is always my play. Great play going for the player off. Kind of an offensive early play, in my opinion. I'll go for U-turn on the pretty obvious Torn switch in, and bring this Pokemon out now, and I don't know if he's going to expect like a Toxic to come out, so I'll just go for Heat Wave. As my opponent actually goes out into Toxapex. Do I just fire off the Z-move? They get out of their Toxapex, so that's cool. Z-move is gone, but I don't have agility anymore, which is scary. But like, I just realized my opponent's going to lose to my Greninja now, so that's cool. I have to go Ferrothorn here, as my opponent goes for Icy Beam and freezes me, so that's lovely. I gotta try to thaw out, or I gotta make an offensive switch here. Yeah, that's actually pretty lame, because he can Calm Mind up now, and I don't think I can do anything about it. Maybe he isn't Calm Mind, though. Oh, I thought, nice. Always nice to thaw right away. That feels so good when you thaw. Like, there's probably not a much better feeling in Pokemon than that, except when you revenge hacks. I'll go Landorus right here on the rocks, and I mean, do I just get up my own, or do I try to pressure him by defogging and whatnot? I mean, my only defogger is Cortana, and I think that's going to be sweeping this game with perhaps Smart Strike, so that's something I got to keep in mind. And I think Rocks right here is just a great way to accomplish that, so he's able to go ahead and do that right there. Now that this has happened, I mean, Zapdos or Gran. I'll go Gran here, and I'll be clicking Surf. I could Dark Pulse, and I'll Surf. I don't want to choke this Mon away. Yeah, like, even if this comes in, I'm getting a bit of chip damage on it for my Cortana, which is what I'm trying to win with, so now I can go Zapdos here on the Leech Seed. I'll perhaps just go for Heat Wave on the Lottie switch in, go Ferrothorn. Like, any damage that I get off on these Pokemon that are coming in is great for my... He goes Torn. I'll just go for a Gyro Ball. Wow, he got a crit. Oh no, it was all out pummeling, okay. Would that actually have killed? I mean, Ferrothorn is, like, really spit F. I would not be surprised if I lived that and, like, did 70% back. Tornadus. Would I have lived a Z Focus Blast? I feel like I might have been able to. Oh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, it only did 73 to 86, and how much was I at? I was 83, so it was a roll, but it was a roll without the crit in my favor, so I could have actually Gyro Ball there for 62 to 73, and that would have been the damage that I needed for Cortana, so... I mean, that's unfortunate, but what are you going to do? I'll bring this out now and start to pressure his team with Swords Dance. Actually, I shouldn't Mega Evolve, should I? No, it actually doesn't make a difference. My opponent ideally does not hit 2 Hurricanes in a row. Nice, okay, that's a start. So the reason I didn't want him to hit 2 Hurricanes in a row is because that Mon being gone is actually great for my Cortana. So I think here you might just go for not Ice Beam. Just clicks Ice Beam, okay. I mean, I'll double to Cortana now. No, I'm just going to click Dark Pulse. He goes Mawile, that's an interesting decision. I mean, Zapdos is my play. On the player of Miss, that's definitely very good. I'll go for Heat Wave. As I miss back, so I mean, it's hacks for hacks, right? Can't really complain there. I get to go Ferrothorn or a Cart. Cart's my play, and I gotta figure out what I'm clicking. I'll go for Smart Strike. I may have to flinch his team down. I mean, if it's Scarf Latias, then I lose here anyway. But I don't know if he would risk Ferrothorn, since it's able to somewhat check Gran. I think it's Scarf Lati, though, and that should be able to clean up my team. But if it's not, then I can actually win with Greninja, depending on how this game goes. I probably need 1 flinch on Ferrothorn is what I'm thinking, because everything else will go down. So that happens. My play is always to stay in until I die. I'm actually doing okay damage. He's just going for Spike, which Spike shouldn't make a difference unless... Yeah, he's got up all the layers, but you're putting yourself... I guess he has to be a Scarf Lati. There's no other, like, way to go about this. And then he knocks off my Scarf, so I can defog now. Give me that. And, I will be clicking Sacred Sword here. I don't think it'll make a difference. I think I still lose. Best case here is he misses, and then I hacks him to death. But yeah, he's Scarf Draco. I expected it to be Scarf right there. I think he played his endgame very poorly, though. Like, he put himself in a position to actually lose to Draco Miss, where I think if he just attacked my Cortana down, then that wouldn't have been an issue. Like, he could have just kept Ferrothorn healthy for my Greninja in the late game right there. But he was able to definitely play better than me throughout the entire thing. Don't get me wrong there. But I'll go ahead and drop a GG, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. Unfortunately, the first L has been taken, but I think this next game is a lot more doable than the last one right here. I mean, Garchomp just kind of has so much fun with this team. I want to try to weaken Lando if I can, though. In terms of lead, I think perhaps just Lando of my own could be good. I'm assuming he'll probably lead off with Lottie. Yeah, I'll lead off with Lando here. He does lead Lottie, so that's unfortunate, but I do have Ferrothorn as a nice pivot, which is cool. As my opponent just decides to go for Ice Beam, I'll be going for perhaps Leech Seed here, or maybe just a Gyro Ball. As my opponent decides to go out into Heatran, I mean, understandable play. This could be Lava Plume. I kind of need my Landers here. Kind of need everything here. I can Spike Up alongside him, but I'll go Landers. As he's actually Will-O-Wisp, so cool tech. Yeah, I actually really like that. I'll go for U-turn on his incoming Landers. I got a crit there. Crit did 7. Can I go anything off of that? Go based on anything? Because if I can, then I want to know the Scarf. I feel like that's probably Scarf. I'm typing in Zapdos when Landers is what I'm meant to type in. U-turn right here. -1/0 attack. No, he's definitely... As if I'm burned. What is the status here? So burnt without the -1. How much could I do? Yeah, he's definitely more of an offensive set. So like with no bulk here, let's just get rid of the 80 HP and the 84 defense. Yeah, he's like a fully offensive set or something like that. So I gotta play based on that. It could be Scarf. I'll go Landers. I mean Zapdos here, not Landers. And I mean I can Thunderbolt. I don't really want to take a Pursuit or anything from this thing, but I'll click Thunderbolt. Yeah, it does go T-Tar and it takes absolutely nothing. I'll go back to Landers. I don't know if he would Pursuit or not, but like even if he does, it's not the end of the world. I want Agility though, and like everybody has a Latias, so what am I supposed to do? My opponent doubles to Lottie. Good play on their part. I'll go Ferrothorn here on the Ice Beam, and I think it's time I just start pressuring with Spikes. And I'll be getting mine up too. Like I'm just gonna trade hazards if you want to do this. And even now, I'll weaken Landers for my Cortana. So this is kind of putting us in an interesting spot, because my Landers is good against his T-Tar, but his Landers is good against my Cortana. So I'll go for HB Ice here on the incoming Ferrothorn. I wish I had like Taunt or something, but I'll go for Earthquake and just weaken it a bit. As my opponent opts to get up a Spike as well. I'll bring this out here, and I think I'll click... This is a big play. I think I'll SD up. I don't think it's going hard Lottie. Yeah, there's Lando. And I don't really care if you Scarf HB Ice me. I'll be able to live it and force this Pokemon out now. Yeah, out comes the Pokemon. I'll bring this out now on the Ice Beam and just get up another. If he wants to defog, this is what he's doing it with. Go through Unicolous. I gotta pressure this like now. So I'll go Gran. Great play. I actually did not know that was a thing. I mean, Gran could have won late game for sure, but like there's no way you could see that coming, right? I'll bring this out now, and I think it's time I Mega Evolve and just Earthquake it for the damage. Hard Tyranitar, so he actually gave me a Sand Boost, which is interesting. So I actually see an endgame here, which is kind of viable. But it requires me sacking a couple Pokemon right now. Goes for Ice Beam. Now what I do is I go for... I mean, if he just goes Cortana now, what am I doing? My opponent opts to go out into this. I think I defog here. As yeah, he makes the correct play. And I'm able to go ahead and bring this Pokemon out now. And I'm just going to wait a little bit. I'm going to make him think that I want to predict here, and then just click Earthquake. Okay, let's look at now. As my opponent opts to go Ferrothorn. My play here is always Earthquake, just to prevent myself from going down to Iron Barbs. I don't know if I still have a chance, though. That's the problem. Okay, I'm able to go ahead and get in. I click Gyro Ball. On the incoming Heatran. I go Zapdos now. On the Lava Plume. Click, I guess I'll click Electrium here. Kind of has to hope he stays in. He does stay in, gets up rocks, and my Garchomp can actually not come in anymore. That's a problem. I got Agility and hacks through, basically, which is not a very great win con. Yeah, HBS is not going to do anything here. I just got a Thunderbolt and hope I hacks. Yeah, and I'm not able to go ahead and do that, so unfortunately, my opponent was able to go ahead and get the better of that game right there. I knew that Latias was a threat. I mean, obviously my Greninja play was really questionable because it was my one mon to kind of threaten all these Pokemon, but I definitely think that... I think I could have probably pressured him with Garchomp had I just played a little bit more offensively is the main thing right there, but Greninja was definitely a very nice thing to have. Perhaps I should have just gone Ferrothorn, but if he started Calm Minding right there was actually nothing I could do to break it, which is what I was so worried about, so... I think my Greninja play was not the worst thing in the world, and it was able to work out for him. But I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. My Ferrothorn is absolutely amazing in this game right here, as is my Cortana. Cortana can easily win if it is actually Adamant Swampert right here. But I gotta pressure his Ferrothorn, which is gonna be tough. In terms of leads, I mean, Pelipper is his most obvious lead. I think he may actually lead Swampert, though, so I'm gonna lead off here with Ferrothorn. On Pelipper lead, okay, so I don't want to take a Hurricane, so I'll just go Zapdos. Zapdos is my Hawlucha check, right? So that's probably not a good idea. I could just leech up. I like if he's just gonna Scald. And of course I get the burn on the first try. I was thinking about switching out, but like it was very... I don't know how to explain it. Like I didn't really have a good switch in, I guess, and Ferrothorn can still check the Swampert and the Kingdra even while it's burnt, so it's not the end of the world. I'll go for the Spike now. As my opponent gives me a ton of damage off on Pelipper, which is cool at least. Ideally it's not Roost. Out comes Coco. This HP Fire. I should switch out, shouldn't I? But I can feel like I can pressure this with like my other Pokemon anyway. Let's go right here for Leech Seed. If it's Stone Edge on the Hawlucha, that could be a problem. But he's giving me chip damage on a lot of Pokemon right now. Goes hard Hawlucha. I'll be going Zapdos and just like claiming this. What? Yeah, like unless he's Stone Edge, which would be a little bit of a problem for sure. There's the agility. I can take anything except for Stone Edge. Yeah, so hit me with whatever you have. High jump kick. Okay, so that's not the worst thing. I'm able to get rid of a pretty giant threat. Don't know why I used it so early. Like, it could have easily won. My opponent decides to go Kingdra. I'll always go Ferrothorn. Like, I'll be able to take a few hits and then just go right for Spikes again. As my opponent goes for Surf, good play. I'll get up another Spike here as I'm assuming my opponent will go out into his Ferrothorn. Or maybe I should just Leech Seed. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and click Surf again now. So I actually cannot come in anymore, which is a little bit of an issue, for sure. I mean, this Kingdra is going to, like, destroy my team. I'll go ahead and get up another Spike, and then just go ahead and Leech up again here. But yeah, I see my endgame very clearly. My opponent goes for that and misses, not sure why, because this is actually a very important Pokemon, and you're just giving me recovery. Like, just you turn out into your Pelipper, or something that can at least do something. He goes hard Pelipper. Yeah, look at Ferrothorn's back in the game now. What? How did that happen? He's gonna Roost here or something, so I think I just go Zapdos. On a Defog, okay. So I'm able to go ahead and get a bit of recovery with this Pokemon. I think here I'll just click Volt Havoc. On hard Swampert. I mean, hard Swampert's not even a big deal. As I said, Cortana can threaten it, and Ferrothorn doesn't really care. But Ferrothorn's my check to Kingdra, so I gotta keep that a little bit healthy now. I'll go Landorus here. Landorus doesn't really do anything, as my opponent goes for Power Up Punch. That's a little bit interesting. So would he be Power Up Punch Adamant? If it's Power Up Punch, it might be Jolly, and that's a really scary threat. Ice Punch, okay. So I'm able to go ahead and get in Cortana now. And I'm gonna Sacred Sword on the most obvious Ferrothorn ever. Yep. Didn't even O2 KO though, so that's a little bit, like, lame. I'm assuming he might try to Leech up here. I mean, I can just click this again. Like, I know I want to stay out of range of like, the Swampert if I can, but I feel like Greninja with Shuriken kind of just goes in. Okay, rocks are actually a little bit annoying. Okay, so it gives me that Pokemon, which is cool. Can he actually take a hit with anything? I mean, yeah, Coco will take one hit. Yeah, so it brings out Coco here. I'll just sack off my Zapdos now. I mean, actually, Zapdos' static paralysis could actually be nice late game. Yeah, there could be a factor here for sure. But I'm going to sack it off. Just to bring this back in and click Leaf Blade. And I basically claim either the Rain Setter or a Rain Abuser. And then I don't know, this entire game might just come down to whether it's Jolly or Adamant Swampert. Because if it's Adamant, Cortana outspeeds it. If it's Jolly, I don't think it does. Which is going to be an interesting endgame right here. So it goes Kingdra, as my opponent should. I'll go Ferrothorn. My opponent's best play right here is Hydro Pump, but it goes for Surf anyway. I'll go right here for just a Power Whip. And then what I can do now is just bring out Greninja. Hit him with the Dark Pulse, because I think I live anything. Yeah, I'm able to live, put him in range of Shuriken, which is going to be really good here. Actually, I think Shuriken might win, but I'm in range of Hazards, which is going to be an issue. Yeah, I think I lose now because I'm in range of Hazards. Man, what was the roll on that? 77? Well, did he get a high roll or low roll? I'm curious now, even though I think I lose because I can't beat this. Let's see, if I was just this, it doesn't get any bulk, right? It's still 67, 71. 67, 71, yeah. So against Kingdra, I'm kind of curious. Like, first of all, I think he should have gone for the Hydro Pump just to be safe, but I don't know. Maybe if his roll is good, then it doesn't really matter. Surf, okay, let's assume he was 67 to 80 from Modest, so he got a really high roll right there. If he got any lower roll, I think I would have swept with Shuriken. Yeah, because if he got he did 77, right? I needed him to get a roll below 80. Okay, so here I just gotta hope he's like Modest. I mean, can Cortana outspeed Modest? I don't think so. My player would sack this. And bring this out. And I guess just really hope that Cortana can outspeed Modest, which I don't think it ever does. Yeah, I never outspeed Modest, and unfortunately that is going to be what it is. He actually has Twinkle Tackle on that thing too, so there's no way I can win right here. So unfortunately we started off really strong, and then it kind of went downhill from there. I definitely think we should have won this one though, because that roll with that Modest Surf right there was 67 to 80, and I definitely think he should have gone for the Hydro Pump and been smart, but then he's always risking accuracy too, and I think those odds are in my favor anyway, so my opponent was able to get a little bit lucky right there for sure, but I guess I should have played more offensively early game, but yeah, we kind of lose all the points that we gained. It is what it is, though. I still definitely had fun in this video, especially compared to last video, where I just got completely static paralyzed to death in like half my games. So, did hope you guys enjoyed, of course. Once again, the team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to use it. I'd never got to click Agility this live, so I might use Zapdos again sometime in the future, because I do want to use Agility Zapdos and actually get a late game sweep with it. So, if I do get to do that opportunity at some point, that would definitely be very good. But I'll see you next time. Later.